Hey everyone, get in the car, F1 here. Usual host, me, Ian, with Cole, the man, and we are going to be reviewing the Monaco Grand Prix from, well, almost the past weekend now. But, we want to get this out before Baku next weekend. So, early, had to get up at 6 a.m. Race delayed an hour because of rain. Wish they would have texted us.
Yeah, yeah, I really could have used some insider information there. Not sure why our contacts didn't tell us what was going on, but that was really unfortunate. What was it like almost 2 hours that we
uh,
waited?
Delayed an hour,
Really?
and then they finally started racing. So rolling starts. They pull out the wets, the big boy tires for. I mean, it was rainy. It was going and it was coming back. It was pretty rainy, but whatever they want to say. Like, we're not gonna talk about the FIA or whatever. We're just talking about the race, baby. So, um, basically, uh, I'm trying to think of the drama. I mean,
The
obvious.
drama? Yeah, I mean, we could just talk about Ferrari's kind of tough day at the office. Lock out the top of the grid and just totally fail
Win.
to really bring anything home. Yeah, I mean, just what a what a mess up at the pits for Leclerc there.
Yeah,
Just coming
there's
in
there's nothing.
behind signs.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say there's nothing to talk about, but obviously the biggest thing that happened in this race was they call both drivers in for Ferrari on the same pit stop, and then as Leclerc is driving into the pit lane, he gets a call like, "No, no, no, stay out!" And then obviously he shouts a bunch of expletives, very upset, understandably so. But it's just like, what is Ferrari doing? Three three races now with Leclerc and pole, and they haven't won. It's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
that's not how you start your championship return right there, or follow up three good previous races. It's a
And
collapse. It could be labeled a
especially
collapse now.
especially what I said in the preview, dude. Well, and everyone knows you qualify and pole, you're supposed to win in a Monaco. It's like, how do you
Oh
get
yeah,
overtaken? You don't usually.
no, no, and then I mean I think that's a good segue into like Monaco itself. Like I know they haven't signed the contract,
Yeah.
and I mean watching Monaco was fun because it's Monaco, but like yeah, like I think the racing is just really mid. The only
The
thing that shook it up was bad strategy calls. Other than that, nothing shook it up. It was a
Yeah, not really on the track.
pretty tame race. I mean, honestly,
Yeah, from the
overall.
article I read, and there's not much to really say about it. The problems are, yeah, I don't know who, probably the FIA, I'm guessing, is criticizing them, but not that unique of racing because overtakes are rare, and, it's kind of just like where you qualify is where you finish, and
Right.
then there's some money problems. Like apparently Monaco has like a different watch sponsor opposed to Formula One's Rolex or something. Just some stupid shit like that. Who really cares?
Politics. Right.
But in terms of the actual racing, I mean, you have to agree. It's not the most interesting race. I mean, the track is cool, in my opinion. Like, I think the track is cool, but at the same time, it doesn't make for a very good race. So,
No.
I
And
can,
there's things they could
yeah.
do. There's definitely things they could do, and there's things they've talked about doing before. And I think, yeah, it's time to be done. Because I mean, it's just tough to even really talk about really the rest of the teams even. Because I mean, what is there to talk about? They qualified where they qualified
Yeah, they'll
and
have
have their
to.
day.
The other thing was that apparently Monaco does pay significantly less of a hosting fee than other places, so they're gonna
Oh,
have to they're gonna have to make some changes if they want to get a new contract.
for
But
sure. It's iconic though.
anyways,
They'll figure it out. They have to.
I agreed. But Red Bull, uh, a little rage from Max's dad. I think I think it's just BS because Max wasn't even looking super fast this weekend. Bad conditions. I mean, he qualified in fourth, and he gained a place. I honestly don't think you can be too mad at it, and Red Bull still gets the win because it's like Perez qualified ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, you're at least they're stopping Ferrari. Like, I'd understand if he was more upset if Sainz had gotten ahead of Perez or something, but it didn't happen that way. So
Yeah,
just relax, buddy.
and
Charles didn't get first. In fact, Charles did worse than Max. So
yeah,
Max is still solidly in the lead and
and it,
building a little more. So
yeah, it just wasn't great racing conditions. Like I don't
did
I don't see the outrage.
did you see how much Mick Schumacher's crash cost Haas?
No.
Like like a million,
Oh,
somewhere around there.
oh my
Just a
days.
straight millie. Because I mean, yeah, he ripped that thing in two, dude.
Yeah,
That was a bad one. I
that
thought,
it's probably the worst of the season so far.
besides the other time, wasn't it Mick earlier this season who just shredded himself in two? I think it
I
was
can't think
like
of
one of the
every
first.
crash, but
I think it was one of the first two races, like the street race. He,
oh yeah, when he lost it and yeah.
yeah, did the same thing, ripped his card too. It cost him a milli then too. Uh,
Mhm.
Mick had a good streak going, but man, he's really he's not that great. He hasn't been very good at all. It's tough.
It's definitely fair to say. Um, the other thing I remember from the race, the other big thing was Fernando Alonso just single-handedly holding back the midfield by driving 30 seconds slower than everyone else ahead of him
Didn't he get fast slapped too? I think he
at
did. I
some
think he just
point.
I think yeah,
Yeah.
just used the clean air to get fast slap. That's so funny.
I remember Hamilton was just pissed on the radio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, George Russell staying consistent, Hamilton getting pissed.
Has George Russell not gotten top five still? I think he's still got that
I think
streak.
he's
I
been
think he,
top 5 every race.
that's pretty fire. Pretty
Yeah.
impressive. Especially in that whip they got him in. Ah, what else happened? I
Um,
can't I think
K
that was really
Mags
it.
just like died before anyone else and they didn't even talk about it.
That's true. I don't even know what happened to
I
K-Mag.
I
What a
don't
terrible day for Haas. It's God, it's so painful. I feel like they
I'm
could
get
just do so much better.
well, I'm guessing power or gearbox or something mechanical because he didn't wreck. We don't really
No.
know because they didn't even notice it when they're casting the race, but
Yeah.
I'm assuming he just drove into the pit lane and they packed it up. So terrible for Haas.
Yeah, I think
Albon,
you're gonna have to start looking at Gunther Steiner at some point with Haas.
we're calling for jobs again.
I
I'm
don't think we
down.
gotta call for the job, but like
Consider
I
it.
don't know. Something's gotta happen. Like something's gotta
I'm
give.
I'm critical of Zach Brown with McLaren, so
True.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't ask for anyone to be fired, but I do think like when you've noticeably taken a step back this year, like you're definitely on the hot seat.
Oh, yeah, he definitely is. Him and
Oh,
Ricardo.
Ricardo, yeah, you had an interesting thing you saw.
I don't. I just saw something saying like Ricardo doing so poorly might just be out even before the season ends. I think that would be insane. I don't think that's
Insane.
real. I don't think that's realistic, really. But
They get like a month off in the summer. It would be crazy, but it's like if they're that pissed, I could understand it because he's been
yeah,
doing so badly.
he has one good moment with him when he won.
I think he
Like,
has like 11 points total. So
yeah,
I think he got 8 in one race and 3 in another. So dude's only been in the points twice, and McLaren's supposed to be top of like the midfield, the best of the
yeah.
rest.
And Lando put himself there, put himself in sixth, and he keeps doing that. He seems to be taking it to the limit, and yeah, it really is insane to watch Ricardo just flounder. Sad.
I think all confidence gone or something. I don't know. It's rough for him.
Definitely is.
Um, but yeah, I mean,
I think that's pretty much it, man. And I think that speaks volumes about Monaco because Monaco's fun, but it was just so mid in terms of actual like racing action. They got to figure that out.
yeah, and I think I would have been like, I guess, less unhappy if it started on time, but
Agreed.
it is what it
And
is.
then what? There was a big stop in the middle too. I think after
Um,
Mick Schumacher's big wreck.
right, it took them quite a while to clean up all the debris and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had that. Well, I
And wasn't
think
there was another one? Remember when Yuki like barely tapped the wall and they red flagged it then too? Just like a little, like he knocked off just a tiny piece of his tire. You could barely see it. They had to slow it down so much, and they stopped the race for that. It was insane.
I can't remember that one, but I think what did happen with Schumacher was they safety carred it and they got all the debris in his car out of the way, but then they had to repair the barrier. So then
Yeah,
they red flagged it and we had
yeah.
a stoppage for that. So there were like three rolling starts. It was
It was a long, long
it,
one.
it yeah, and then they I learned they have a time limit for the race, so they
Yeah,
didn't even
me
do all
too.
the laps. They just
Yep.
ran out of time, and it was like, okay, because the time runs out, then it's the last lap you complete it, and Perez won. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's it.
That was weird. It was a weird, weird thing.
But yeah, well, we're excited for Baku. We like the Baku circuit a lot,
Yeah.
and
Tune
then
in for the preview
for the
coming hot
preview of
off the griddle
Baku.
soon.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. We're gonna be we're doing it all season. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Share with your friends. Subscribe. Let's go.
All
Get me on the
right.
grid.
Peace.